Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Craft Table with Serenity Lane Designs. We're going to continue celebrating National Craft Month. Today's project will be a bunny with a little carrot patch. Most of the materials for this I found at the Dollar Tree. We need a wooden bunny cutout, a wooden crate, and a peel and stick tile, and some carrots. We'll also need some paint and a glue gun, some Spanish moss, some ribbon, some flowers, etc. And a pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife. Alright, let's get started. We're going to start off by attaching the wooden bunny to the back of the tile. The white part is like a peel and stick. It'll make it easier to cut out. And you can cut it out using a pair of scissors. I actually found it a lot easier to just zip around it with an X-Acto knife. Just be careful of your fingers. When it's all cut out, I just threw some hot glue underneath it and stuck it to the wooden rabbit. And you'll notice that there's some sharp edges from cutting the plastic, so I just took a sanding block, some sandpaper, the scissors a bit, and just went around and kind of smoothed the edges out. To get into the small places, I used a regular nail file. And then you're just going to want to make sure that you wipe off any dust, and we're all set to paint. I'm using a white chalk paint, so you could color him any color that you like, any kind of paint that you'd like. And then I'm also going to paint the box. And since I'm gluing it onto the rabbit, I'm only going to paint 3 sides. So you could paint the whole thing if you'd like. I didn't paint the inside of mine. Looking back on it now, I might have done that actually. Painted the inside. Then I decided to kind of make him look a little bit more rustic and antique-ish, so I used a antiquing dye. Just kind of brushed it on there. You could do whatever you want. If you want to leave them, that's fine. You could also use your sandpaper again and sand off some of the white paint on the raised surface to make them look a little bit more antique-ish, rustic. Okay, once I covered it good, I just went back with a wet baby wipe and rubbed some of it off, and put a little bit of that I rubbed off onto the box to dirty it up a little bit. And then I just quick hit it with the heat gun to dry the paint and to dry the dye. Next comes the bunny's face. For this, I used a SVG file, and I did it with vinyl, but you could easily paint your own, draw your own face. I will give you the file, a link for it in the description of the video if you want to use the same one. I skipped using the whiskers because I'm going to use some black craft wire to give it a little bit more depth. I'm just going to cut off 3 pieces of the craft wire, and I'm going to use a dowel skewer to kind of just curl the edges a little bit, get them in there just right, and use a bit of hot glue to stick them down. Once I got the whiskers where I want them, add the nose, and the face is almost done. Next, and I love this tip, instead of paint, I'm going to use a little bit of blush from the dollar store that I picked up, and just using a Q-tip, we're going to put in some rosy cheeks for the bunny. Sometimes it's hard to get the right color pink, and I find that the blushes work great. I also use eyeshadows for different colors of things sometimes too. Okay, and now that his face is all done, it's time to glue the box onto the front. Make sure that he does sit up straight so that the bottom lines up to make it flat. And then I had this fun little burlap flower that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I just glued that on. Next, I added the Spanish moss to the bucket, to the crate, and piled the carrots in. You also could leave this empty and fill it with candy as it's sitting on the table or something instead of the carrots. That would be fun too. And there you have it. Thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and follow. See you next time.